Many thanks for staying with us. It's still the conversation here on Lagos Television, and today we are discussing something very important. Education is the foundation of any society, and in Lagos State, planning the school year is key to ensuring that students, parents, and teachers are properly aligned. As a 2025-2026 academic session begins next week fully, because some schools have resumed this week. The Lagos State government has released the harmonized school calendar to guide both public and private schools. But what does this mean for parents? What does this mean for teachers? And of course, the learners? And how does it connect with the federal government's newly unveiled curriculum aimed at transforming education in Nigeria? And to help us make sense of all of this is Comfort Olaya, an educationist, school consultant, and literacy elementary educator. When I saw that educator, I said, teacher, teacher and J. You're welcome.
Thank you very much, Ma. Thank you very much, Ma. It's a pleasure being here with you to talk about the 2025 academic calendar. And once again, I'm Olaya Comfort. I am an educator. I have taught in the elementary section for several years with expanse of experience. I'm passionate about teaching. I'm passionate about what I do. So what we do is to impact knowledge.
Okay. Let's begin this way now. Public and many private schools in Lagos will resume fully next week. That's the 15th of September. So how does this now align with the official Lagos State academic calendar of 2025-2026?
Actually, the government is the regulator of the academic calendar through the Ministry of Education. So this year academic calendar, as is always structured into 3 terms. So we have the first term, we have the second term, and we have the third term. Every school in Lagos State, I think most public schools and some private schools will be resuming on the 15th of September, which is next week, Monday. Looking at the first term, the first term is being structured into 64 school days. Unlike this year academic calendars seems very short compared to that of last year. So for this year, the school will be resuming on the 15th, and this
is there a reason why it has been shortened?
I think it's due to the holidays and some government policies.
Okay.
So the first, we are resuming on the 15th, and this term runs till 19th of December. So for the first term, there are some holidays in it. We have the the Independence holiday, which will be October 1st. Then we also have the Teachers' Day holiday, which is slated for, it's meant, the Teachers' Day, the World Teachers' Day falls on the 6th of October.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it will be shifted till the 6th, because 5th is a Sunday. So it's going to be shifted till the 6th of October, which is Monday, where teachers all over the world will be celebrated. So in some schools, that serves as a public holiday, while in some schools, some teachers go to school where we invite parents to come and have a feel or how it looks like to be a teacher. Sometimes we allow the teachers, the parents to take over the classroom. They also have a feel of what it is, what teachers do. So they come around in the school, they have a feel of what it looks like to be a teacher. And sometimes they appreciate, teachers are being appreciated on that particular day. So the holidays we are then, this particular, the first term has, the holidays are not so much. Then we go into the second term. The second term have a total of 61 school working days.
Okay.
The second term resumes either 12th of January.
Okay.
Yeah, the second term will resume 12th of January. And in that 12th of January, we'll be having some holidays too.
Okay.
Yes, because these holidays are national national holidays that needs to be strictly adhered to.
Okay.
Yeah, is what the national education policy encourage and and strictly and ensure that we strictly adhere to it. So for the second term, we have some holidays like I think we'll be having the Eid Victory, which falls within that period, and then we also have the Easter break.
Okay.
The Easter break,
It
and
also falls
yes,
in
it
that
falls within the second term,
Okay.
and then with the Easter break and the Good Friday. So the holiday period is always very, very brief and very, very short.
Okay.
And then we move to the third term. The third term will be commencing sometimes in the first week of May.
May.
The year. So from May it runs through to July. So during that period too, we also have a lot of holidays. You know how May is. May you have Children's Day. May you have you also have Workers' Day. So a lot of holidays falls.
Factored
They are being factored into the third term.
Okay.
So you see that the third term is even shorter because the third term has a total of 59 school days.
Compared to the 61.
61 and the other 64. So you see that all these holidays and breaks have eaten deep into the academic calendar.
Okay.
But what school do is that when we see this academic calendar, it helps us plan.
Okay.
It helps us plan ourselves so that we can also meet up with the curriculum, and the students will not suffer any hitch.
Okay, I think that you have now answered, you know, the next question I was going to ask, that what is the importance of this harmonized calendar across private and public schools in Lagos?
Okay, the essence of the harmonized calendar, what I just feel what it does is that it gives room for standardization, it gives room for uniformity, and it also promotes equity among schools, because it wouldn't be nice for some schools to be running their academic calendar different from what the Lagos state as stipulated for each school. I think there are some schools that run the British curriculum. If you think of either having a kind of adjustment in the calendar, you can apply to, I think they call it the flexibility. You can make application for calendar flexibility. Yeah. Yeah, and that is always done before resumption. I think for this year it was done August 15th.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. I was going to ask you that will there be any penalties for schools who do not comply with this harmonized calendar? But since you have spoken about, you know, applying for flexibility for the calendar, when this harmonized calendar was introduced about 4 years ago by our former Commissioner of Education, Folashade Adefisayo, she introduced something new into this calendar, which was the elongation of the half term, which they also call the midterm, from 2 days to 1 week.
Yeah.
Why was that introduced, or what impact has it had on the children's learning ability?
In fact, it was a very wise and innovative decision, because what it does is that it helps the children to really rest. Apart from resting, it helps them get ready for the second half of the term. Not just on the students alone, and even on the teachers, because the more the teachers take time to really get themselves relaxed, get themselves ready for the second half of the term. You know, sometimes academic resumption can be very, very, very laboring, like I'm telling you, academic work, teaching, and the rest. So by the time we go on the first half of the break, you see that the children, the pupils, the students, the teachers, the school administrator, everyone comes back refreshed. Apart from that too, it also helps the school system too. You know, like in the private school section, there are a lot of activities, so it helps them also replan how the second half of the term will look like, and it gets everyone on board.
Okay. You spoke about teachers now, that it helps them to also relax. So does the academic calendar, you know, make room for teacher training at any point in time?
A lot. a lot of teachers training.
When are teachers going
okay.
for training, or when do they go for training?
Teachers go for training during the long vac. Yeah, the July and August vacation.
Okay.
Teachers are meant to go for training.
Okay.
In fact, the Lagos State government has really done a lot of training for their teachers. I don't know if you are aware of this Eco Excel.
Eco Excel, yes.
Yeah, it's for our teachers. You see, the government is really trying to ensure that teachers are better equipped, they are better informed, and when they come to classes, they are equipped with what it takes to be able to give the right, make the informed decisions. And not just that alone, you see that this recently the government started giving tablets, laptops to teachers. This to help them also in their teaching aspect and also in learning. Although I've heard that they give to students, but I've not really seen any. But all these are initiatives and programs that government put in place, and even school owners, even in private schools. The private schools also are not left out. That, like where I'm coming from, this vacation period, we had a lot of trainings, a lot of training for teachers, personalized training, on just to get us ready, because every new term has its own whatever to face. Yeah.
Parents worry a lot about this long midterm or these holidays. Yeah. So as a teacher, do you think when these children come back, it affects their learning outcomes?
Yes and no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. For the babies, especially those in the preschool, and you can have something like that, because sometimes when they go on this vacation, there's this attachment to their parents for that 1 week, and you understand.
And then when they come back,
yes, and when they come back, yeah, it's always this attachment. You want to try to bring them back into the school system. And sometimes you see some parents who, like the working class parents, they are also worried, where am I going to put my children? But that's at the same time, that's why I feel that this particular section is very, very important, because through this, parents will be able to know about the academic calendar, the dates, the time for midterm breaks, how they're meant to plan themselves. Okay, those that want to maybe seek the service of a child care or a childminder, where do I leave my child with? Or do I need to call grandma to come around during this 1 week or whatever? That's why you see that sometimes really we resume like that. The Lagos State government has already released the academic calendar.
So that parents can plan ahead.
Plan and prepare effectively, so that nothing takes you unaware. You know that, within this break, within this time and this time, this is when the midterm break will come up. If I'm going to go for leave, if I'm going to invite this person to come over to help with me, with the children, this is what I'm meant to do. Okay.
I'm trying to get, the calendar provides 182 instructional days for the year. As a teacher, or from experience, do you think this is enough, for learning for the 3 terms, or is it too much?
Actually, learning is every day. It's every day. So it can't actually be, measured into a box that, these are days that are meant for learning. Sometimes even when these children are on break, we still keep them engaged. You see them, they watch educational movies. We just things to keep them engaged. And sometimes we even see that the television programs were also tailored towards engaging them in activities that will also boost their academic excellence. So you see that in every time the children are always learning, but the joy that is in a more relaxed atmosphere. It's not like the one that you have to stand in front of the classroom. There's a time limit for it, and so it's in a more relaxed environment.
I deliberately asked that question because during the long holidays, a lot of schools, come up with summer learning, summer school, summer learning. And the way at which, we find this in most schools is like the 182 educational period isn't enough. So why is it important, to still keep children in school during the holidays?
But the summer learning, to be very, very candid, apart from the external, maybe some classes, like maybe the SS3 and the GSS3, that I feel are like terminal classes. We are going into a new, into exams,
to, like,
external exams.
Into,
yes, to write external exams. Yes.
School. Okay.
It's always very relaxed for most students because it deals with more vocational work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a lot of crafts. So we have less of academic writing. We have more vocational activities like you organize baking, robotics, things just to engage these children, to make them relax. And sometimes why we do these things is not actually because schools are after the money. We are also looking at our parents too. Some of these parents are working class parents and they need where to drop these children and they can't be taking them to the office. So the school serves...
Abimbola agrees with you because she has toddlers, two of them.
Of course. So I think it's not actually... I know sometimes the school feel, the schools are after their money and their money. No. You feel safe when your child is an environment that you know that is safe for your child.
But this is common mainly in private schools. You don't see this summer holidays in...
Are you serious?
Do you have it in
public
school? I debunk it.
I debunk it.
I don't have children, so I don't have children within that age grade, so I wouldn't know.
I have friends that work in public school.
Okay.
In fact, even the way it was structured, it is still the same way it was structured in my school. Because I have a friend that works in Lagos State School at Agege. Okay, the way they do it is that they structured it in such a way that, okay, you go for 1 week, you go for the other week. The students were coming. They were going to school. In fact, okay, let me give you this incident. I'm an external examiner. I was opportune to mark NECO and I mark WAEC.
Okay.
So during this time I was marking NECO. I went to school and I saw students everywhere and I was like asking, what are they doing in public school? And I was told they came for extra classes. So these are initiatives by even the government too, to also help the students. But there are some students that you feel that, these ones, even though the term is over, but there are still some things that are still lacking. You can't just leave them like that. So you just to prepare them for the fresh class, even if it's 2 weeks or 2 days engagement, these students have been engaged. So that is just the essence of all this.
Talking about preparedness now, what level of preparedness is expected from teachers, as schools resume next week? At least parents, they've planned,
they've prepared by...
So what do we expect from teachers?
From teachers, a lot is expected from teachers because as the new term commences, we have new parents, we have new pupils, we have new students coming to a new environment. Some are returning students, some are also new. So for the teachers, a lot is expected from them.
Talk about for the teachers.
For the teachers.
And for the school itself. Because I remember when my children were going back to school in September, and they come after that first week, they all fall ill. Cold, catarrh, one infection or the other. So how do parents cope with this, or how does the school and the teachers prepare for some of these things?
A lot is going on in schools. So I will talk about my school. So I'll use my school as a case study.
Okay.
So one of the things we do when waiting for resumption like this, the school is always fumigated. Yes,
ahead.
Yes, ahead for resumption.
Okay.
Because we believe that a lot of things are in the atmosphere that needs to be kept clean. Not just that alone. You see that even the teachers, there's a lot of training to tell us that, these children come in, they have different temperaments, they have different homes. So you need to be, in fact, you need to have what is called empathy. Yes, and you need to be accommodating because these children, sometimes it's like, I'm leaving a very comfortable zone and I'm coming into the school environment. So the teachers are always ready and eager to accept these children and to make them feel at home. So there's a lot of empathy, kindness, love, and then the school itself also make policy to ensure that these children are safe in the school environment. There are policies that ensure children's safety, and these policies are strictly adhered to by every school, because
I'd like you to mention some of these policies.
Okay, now some of the policies that we do is that, like in my school, we don't allow cane. Yes, we don't cane our children.
You don't?
But, yeah, we don't flog them.
Yeah, okay,
but,
yeah,
but
we know that now.
Yeah, we don't flog them.
But how do you cope now?
But what we do is that there are disciplinary measures that we put in places. Sometimes you can deprive them of what they like. Okay. Sometimes you can do a child that behaves where you can reward such a child. And then also, we also look at the health. If your child is not feeling well, this child should not resume. So some schools have what is called a staff nurse. So yes, this like a nurse in school. So if there's any complaint, we call the parents, oh, this child is not feeling well, please come and take your child, ensure that your child is okay before the child can return back to school. Okay. And everything boils down with love and acceptance for these children as they come in, because teaching is a passion, and when you have a love for it, you always do whatever it takes to make it work. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Just before we go, the federal government recently unveiled, a new curriculum which embraces, a lot of vocational skills, streamlined subject load across levels, shift to 12 years of uninterrupted basic education, moving away from the 6334 system. So how does this now, align, or how does this harmonized school calendar support or challenge, some implementations of what some schools have in place already?
Okay. Now the new curriculum, before we were having the 6334 system, now we have the 934 system. That means from JSS1 is called Basic 7, JSS2 is called Basic 8, and then JSS3 is called Basic 9.
So it's looking more like a continuous...
Yes, a continuous process.
Okay.
So now in schools, we have what is called vocational studies. Oftentimes is always the theory aspect of it. So children are also being exposed now to a lot of practicals, a lot of practical work. So you have those, if you want to go into photography, if you want to go into baking, if you want to go into either a robotics engineer, if you want to go into ICT, tech, all this is being made available by schools. And why do we do this? We do this so that we can equip our children, because the economy we are looking at these days of, oh, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a lawyer,
it's fast declining.
It's fast declining. So what can I do with my hands? So the government have seen the need for this, and they've also introduced it into the public schools and the private schools. So there are a lot of vocational studies that is being introduced into the schools. These days we have Introtech. You can go to schools, you see students making stools, making chairs in their Introtech classes. We have beading. You see our children making beads. There are a lot of activities, extracurricular activities, just to engage these children, not just for them to just come and sing and dance. But all these are meant to harness them and also make them career-wise, so that in the future you can always continue with what you have the foundations that we have laid for them in school.
You spoke about so many vocational skills now. Do you think many of those schools are equipped and ready, to teach these skills you have talked about?
The truth is that some of these things are just, some schools are, but some schools are not. So, like in government schools, I can't really answer for that.
Okay.
But I know that there are some private schools that are really on top notch when it comes to that.
Okay. Anyway, so before we go again, in your role as a school consultant, what advice would you like to give to school leaders in Lagos as they embark on this new session?
As we embark on this new section, I want to say every school owner, teachers, parents, I wish everyone a rewarding academic section and and a happy one. So I want to tell everyone to stay open and stay open and be receptive to the children, and then let's teachers let the school comply with the academic calendar, because the academic calendar is structured in such a way that it promotes academic excellence. And when there is uniformity, it helps to give room to equity, and it makes everyone works together.
It makes everyone work together. Thank you very much, Comfort Olaya, educationist, the literacy and elementary educator. And we've been talking about the Lagos 2025-2026 academic calendar. It's more than just numbers. It's more than just a structure. We can see it, doing a great deal for our children and, of course, parents and, of course, the teachers. Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
We'll go on a short break. When we come back, the conversation continues.